everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be covering the filming locations of The Hills Have Eyes Part 2, one of my favorite horror movies from the 1980s. So the street that I'm on opens up the film, but the entire landscape of the street has changed drastically. If you take a look around, there's not a whole lot that looks the same as it did in the film. A few things that you can line up, however, are the palm trees that are up there, as well as this orange fire hydrant, which you can see in the shot as Roy rides his motorcycle onto the sidewalk. And in addition to that, you can also locate this fireplace that's coming up here. It's a very distinct looking fireplace, and this was confirming that I had found the right place was by this actual fireplace here. It looks just like it did in the film. Moving on to something that is completely unrecognizable. This would have been Cass's house, but the entire block, all the way down, has been demolished, and in its place stands brand new housing. So it's going to be impossible to line up anything that looks remotely similar to the film. Up next on our locations, I'm at 1801 Burbank Boulevard. If this looks familiar, it's because this sign that I'm standing next to used to read Burbank Yamaha, and I believe this to be the same pole from way back when. It looks like the same one at least. And to be honest, the aesthetic of the building hasn't changed all that much. They've added some shades, they've painted it a different color, and there's a fence that runs along the building. Aside from that, it looks practically the same.
Hey, there ain't no foreign bikes allowed here.
So that right garage door, that's where all of this took place. The toolbox would have been right behind where that day vehicle is at. Main difference being this used to be all open and now there's a fence there.
Uh-oh. Think I hear him.
Oh man, here we go.
So this 1801 sign is pretty cool. I believe it's a neon light, but it looks just like the one in the film. So even though they painted the building, this light looks like the one that's in the shot playing below. And this is the street that Harry comes riding his motorcycle up to. And again with the fence, he crashes beyond that fence. The fence didn't exist in 1984.
Primo entrance.
Is he dead?
Could be arranged.
Did you see that? Boom! I'm sorry. I bet the girls I could beat them here. I did too! Woo!
So this is the street that Colleen Riley and Penny Johnson drive the Supercross bus up to. And again, it looks a deal different because of the fence that's there. Had that not been there, it would have almost looked identical to the film playing below. In addition to Harry riding his motocross bike up this street, Roy rides his motorcycle up this street, and these same identifiable lampposts are still here in Burbank. And one other thing that's here and does not look like it has ever been updated or changed is this pink wall. You can see it behind Cass and Roy as they're riding up right now. Pink wall looks just like it looked in 1984. This pink wall has gotten no love in 40 years. And for that matter, it doesn't look like this alleyway has either. This is going to be a wrap on this location. I'm going to head out to a location that I've never ever been before. We're going to head out to Hideway Kennels. So I quickly want to thank the ladies that I talked to at Hideway Kennels. They couldn't be more friendly or accommodating when I showed up to ask permission to film. So thank you very much. You could look through the bus window and see that this building was not there. This building has changed a great deal. It looks like it was wooden and had been remodeled to be possibly a cement type of building. And then if you look in the alleyway where the bus pulled in, there's another building that was put up since the filming. So this, which used to be a desolate area, is now heavy industrial. I did ask the ladies at Hideway Kennels if anybody was there during filming. She said her dad was, the lady that I talked to. She said she personally was not there. She'd only been there for 30 years, but her dad had been there while they were filming. There's the actual gate that Beast comes running out of right there on the right. Our next location brings us to Joshua Tree National Park. I am on a private road, and this is where the bus gets the gas leak. I did not have the film for reference to play to match up the shot exactly, but this is the road.
I think I smell gas.
Oh, crud!
What?
Just that we started in here with a half a tank and now we're running on fumes.
This is where we are, and this is where the races are.
And we are again on a private road in Joshua Tree National
We'll
Park.
never make it. It's like this great big circle we have to make. We're gonna lose by default.
This is one of my favorite locations just because of the way that the sky and the hills and everything look in it. This is awesome.
Shortcut!
All right, look, Rachel, there's a road right here cut straight across. It'll save us more than an hour, guaranteed.
There's a fence over there. Maybe there's a ranch where we can buy some gas.
We are now at the main location, the Keys Ranch, again on a private road in Joshua Tree National Park. This big crack in the road, if you look down at the screen cap below, this is the crack from the movie. The bus drives right over it and parks behind me. And if you ever visit here, you'll find it amazing to see that a bus can fit down that narrow road that we came in. It's barely big enough for a car to fit through, and they brought a bus in here.
Well, it can't hurt to look.
This is my second time visiting this location, I believe. First time was in 2011.
This is definitely not the races.
So a lot of these items that we're seeing right now were not out here. These were all brought in for filming. That whatever this thing is supposed to be in the shot. And then in the screen cap, you can see the mine shaft. And I'll touch on the building that's to the left of the mine shaft. The spiky apparatus thing was also brought in for filming.
Me, #1 explorer boss. Yes, sir. You there. Get the loaders up in the barrels. Hey, relevant gun, Simba.
There's a lot of random things out here, and according to Ranger Dave, who's out here with me today, if something's out here for 50 years, it becomes an artifact and it can't be removed from this area. So there's a lot of preservation and a lot of artifact type things going on right around here.
Pretty good. You know, hold it right there. Nobody's lived here in a million years, I bet.
So if you look at the top, that is present day, and if you look at the below, that is from the movie. So they completely dressed over the building on the left, and they put a trailer next to it, and they made the additional building in the middle. They weren't allowed to film in much of what's here, just due to them being fearful that the floors would fall in. So a lot of this stuff, interior-wise, was not filmed here.
Look, the trouble with the desert, it's too hot and it's too big and it's full of things that want to bite your ass just for the hell of it.
We're now following Foster and Sue along into their scene. And this is a building where that took place. The only difference really being that the door was open back then.
Got pythons in there.
They looked like they might have remodeled the building to some degree,
There, but we can't find the
but it's
fuckers.
more or less the same.
Snakey, snakey, snakey.
Just a reminder, you can follow my Instagram at myhalloweenlife.
She don't talk to me that nice.
Harry?
We'll now follow Colleen Riley into the tool shed. If you look very quickly next to Roy, there is this silver and red suitcase type thing. It's a chest. It's actually here. It's right in front of me. How cool is that? And also the wheelbarrow. This is the side they filmed on. You can see the wheelbarrow next to Roy. The only difference is it's flipped the other way in front of me right now.
I really got you good, didn't I? You like this on me? There's nothing but clothes back there. We could open up a shop.
You two guys should be committed.
Now's when the stuff starts to get a little bit trickier, because some of this was actually filmed in this building, facing the opposite way. If you see the door I'm looking in, it's behind Janice Blythe and John Laughlin. You can see the blue door trims in the building as well. So I believe the addition of cuts, along with trick photography and some sets that weren't here, I think that all composed this scene
He's
together.
gonna have bee stacks when he finds one.
If you look here, there is a second story with a skylight, and I'm here at the location, and there is no skylight on the second story of this building. And on top of that, the walls in the building playing in the video appear to be some kind of cement, whereas what I'm shooting through the window right now is what's actually here. It looks entirely different. So I'm assuming that this is just fancy cuts and some buildings that were not here. This, however, was here. Pluto's gonna come out that door. You don't see it on the shot, but you do see him running for the hills right behind this building.
Oh my God.
They use the same location repeatedly in the film. This is like the 4th or 5th time we've seen it in various scenes. You can see this platform on the bottom here where John Laughlin just stepped onto. That's actually still here too.
That crazy wild girl you guys were joking about back on the bus. That was me 8 years ago. Somebody's out by the bus.
Beast, casket.
This is right about where the bus would have been parked.
One of the bikes is gone!
No one started the motorcycle, I can guarantee that.
I love how this shot lines up perfectly. If you look at the rocks, it still lines up exactly 40 years later. We have quickly headed over to Pioneertown, where the motocross scenes were filmed. And I believe this is the actual area with 40 years of growth. I believe that we are in the right place. The aesthetic has changed. You notice that there is no rocky boulders like there were in Joshua Tree where we just left. And now these locations, just to keep everything in order of the film, these locations I was not able to find. I asked the park ranger I was out here with, Ranger Dave. He told me he thought it was Split Rock, so we headed over there, and I could not find anything that looked remotely similar to this. None of it. So the search will continue, and perhaps for the 45th or the 50th anniversary, if I do find these locations, I'll be able to add them into that video. If you know where these locations are, please go ahead and comment, because I was there and I was unable to find any of this.
Hold your ears.
Whoa! They gotta hear that sucker.
So we're quickly going to highlight some of the items that were brought in for filming. Here's 3 of them. There is a trailer, there is a tarped house, and then there is a house that is in front of the building that I have circled on the screen. And everything that's on the screen right now took place within that building. And it is actually not here, as I had mentioned earlier. It was an add-on. And secondly, as I have placed it right in the middle of the screen, that's about where it would have been. That is the other building they brought in for filming, with the items that are on the screen that took place in that particular building. Again, you can see the building that I was referring to right there with the lamppost on it, right behind Cass.
A new bus gassed up and ready to
So I didn't skip these, they're just actually not here.
What? Come on. Come on. Come on. Back here. What is it? It's a show.
Listen, this is too good to pass up. I'm gonna get out of some of today's dirt before Harry gets back. You don't mind, do you? Nah, I won't look. Anyway, I think I'll go poke around a little bit. Okay, be careful. Fuck off!
Sue? Susie? Sue? I better get some wheels. Sue? Sue? What'd you do that for?
So we're going to get back into something that's not here right now. Otherwise, I would have filmed it.
Oh, what?
This is the building that Colleen Riley is in at the moment.
In here.
So I believe this to be one of two places within this area that I'm at. I believe it to be either the tarped up building on the left with the wheel in front of it, or the building that Ruby is going into on the right. And continuing with stuff that was actually not here. First of all, this truck is here and it's super cool. And this is the truck that John Bloom stands next to while he's stalking Penny Johnson. What's not here is the building that's directly in front of it. At first I thought it was this building, but then I realized that this building was facing the wrong direction. So this is right about where that building would have been had it actually been out here. But again, it is not out here. It was brought in for filming and demolished, I believe, because it's not out here. One last little location before we head out. This is where John Bloom would have come out the door in his pursuit of Roy and Cass.
Come on. Come on.
Well, this is going to be a wrap on the 40th anniversary of the Hills Have Eyes Part 2 filming locations. Thank you for joining me. Our very last location, this is the road that brings the film to a close with Roy and Cass walking down the trail. And unfortunately, I was not able to get out and walk it as they are doing in the movie. This is the road to the Keys Ranch. Well, until next time, you guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys all next time on the channel.